If I had an opportunity to become a warrior nun, I would definitely do it. Put my 2 weeks in and say peace out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a review on Netflix's Warrior Nun. Now before I go ahead and get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and even share my video if you please. And also giving a shout out to Jay Marvelous. Go ahead and follow him on Instagram. He'll be starting a YouTube channel, all things based on film and all things based on comic books. Let him know that I sent you. Warrior Nun is based on an orphan girl called to join a secret order of warrior nuns who protect the earth from demons. As we see the many challenges of our main character, Ava, she is trying to figure out why she was the chosen one, and as are many others. So we see a lot of internal and external conflict basically throughout the whole series, with Ava in particular. Ava. And I'm not sure if it necessarily benefited the story or if it took away from it. We follow Ava, who most of the time is trying to figure out who she is and what she wants. She wakes up in a morgue. We know that she's destined to become a warrior nun. She has these superpowers that she chooses not to really embrace. She wants to travel and explore, and basically we just go on a wild goose chase throughout the series, trying to convince her that she is a warrior nun. We see her taking a liking to a certain group of friends and also a certain guy, which their interaction was it wasn't as interesting. It wasn't interesting at all in the show, I will say. I think that his role we could have done without him. And it didn't add anything as far as the focus of the story. Like when you think warrior nun, I mean, the series basically should have been called Chasing Ava. And this is not to take away from the actress who played Ava. She is amazing, very versatile. I love her emotion. I think it's definitely a writing issue. However, I must say I did find the scenes with Ava to be a little bit less interesting. It was better when we got back to the actual nunnery and the main focus of the story of these warrior nuns. That's the most interesting part, right? Because it is called Warrior Nun. But yeah, I will say the interaction between Ava and the guy that she was crushing on definitely slowed the story down. It was almost as if it had a completely different tone from the other scenes that were focused on the nuns and their mission. Now, there were 3 nuns that actually stuck out to me. Shotgun Mary. Oh, I love that name. She killed every scene that she was in. She had such a wonderful emotional depth. You could tell that there's a lot to her story that I wish that we could have focused on, even though she is a supporting character. And I actually feel that way about a lot of the supporting characters in this series, is that we could have focused a lot more on their stories, even though they are supporting. But yes, the actress who played Shotgun Mary, Toya Turner, is a star. I loved how she had the ability to soften up when necessary. I also have to shout out Sister Lilith. I loved how stern she was. I loved how at times she was definitely stubborn, selfish, almost to the point where she sort of disguised the fact that everything she did, all of her intentions of doing things, was because she wanted things for herself and not necessarily for the order. She couldn't figure out why Ava was the one, or the one. This halo that they speak about the whole time is this great honor. And yet Ava is the chosen one, the one who doesn't really know what she wants and who's chasing a guy and running all over the place trying to escape her destiny. Sister Lilith is definitely extreme, and I love it. She's definitely the opposite of what Shotgun Mary stands for, and also Sister Beatrice, who is another standout as well. I love how quiet she is and calm, and she just sort of speaks when it's necessary to speak. But when it comes to fighting, oh, she turns up her ninja skills, her nunja skills. And can we talk about the scenery of this show? The location, Italy. It was amazing. It was beautiful. They had so many beautiful locations that they filmed at within Italy. And I feel like it actually matched the tone of the show, except I would say that when we got to sort of the more intimate scenes with the characters, the dialogue-y scenes, they didn't know if whether or not they wanted to speak Old English or more modern language. The dialogue definitely fell flat because it was a lot longer than what it needed to be. Some scenes could have definitely have been cut, and it seemed like there were a lot of times where they were saying things, but they weren't saying things that were relevant to the story. It was like a filler in a way. And I'll also add that with Ava, we hear her internal struggle, her kind of talking to herself and thinking things through. It was a very awkward voiceover I think that they thought would work, but they were spoon feeding the audience, and they just need to know. I think that the writers need to know that we can figure out things. Like, I'm pretty sure we could have done without the voiceover. The graphics in this particular series was actually pretty good. I mean, when it came time for us to like see this otherworldly demon, I think it made about 3 appearances in the series actually. I wanted a lot more. It was a quick fight and that was it. And this is a demon. Why does it take like 3 seconds to get rid of a demon? But overall, I hope we are able to explore more of the supporting character's story in season 2. And yeah, the whole friendship, romance thing that Ava was going through, I hope they kind of capped that. And yeah, this is definitely not a binge-worthy show. I will say that. It takes a lot of patience to get through this show. So just know that going into it, you're gonna have to figure out, like, you know, what the heck is going on at times and why are we still talking about the same thing for 15 minutes. But if they are to include their friends and the romance that Ava has with the guy, I hope that they're able to, at least in season 2, be able to balance out those things, because it just seemed pretty irrelevant within season 1. Season 2, I hope she quickly gets together, falls in line, and becomes the warrior that she's supposed to be. Because this is her second chance at life, and she just don't ruin it, Ava. This is an adventure of a lifetime. If you don't want your position, I'll take it. Overall, I give this series a 6 out of 10. What do you guys think? For those of you who have seen this, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Please share my video. Don't forget to follow Jay Marvelous on Instagram. Tell him that I sent you. He is all things film and all things comic books. And until next time, I will see you guys later.